we will discuss on the one way ANOVA. What is ANOVA? Abbreviation. It is analysis of variance. We know that. So one way ANOVA means one way classification, which means when we have two groups, more than two groups. If we have two groups, we do the analysis with regard independent sample t-test. We can quote the example. What are the examples for two groups? Independent variable. What is the example for two groups? Two groups means example male and female. Right? If we have more than two groups, we go with ANOVA. And what is specifically one-way classification is one independent and one dependent variable. That is called one way. And if we have more than two dependent and several independent variable, we call it as ANOVA. But it is not covered in the syllabus. So why? Because we go with the ANOVA is to test the variance or difference among the group. Okay. So today we have taken the case study to discuss on the one-way classification. Is now Bhavadharani will explain the problem statement.
Today we are going to see about a case study on text solution incorporation. It is a software development firm wants to evaluate if employee productivity, that is measured by tasks completed per week, differs significantly across three departments: development, marketing and support. The HR team collects data from 15 employees, that is 5 per department, and performs a one-way ANOVA 2 test for differences. Now we'll see about the analysis and findings. The ANOVA results show an F statistic of 6.72 and a p-value of 0.008. That is, p is greater than 0.05, indicating significant differences in productivity across departments. A Turkey's HSD post HOC test reveals that.
Yes, what is Turkey's, which means homogeneity test. So suppose if we have the difference, here we are going to see the difference or variance. Why we call the word variance is because when we compare between two groups, male and female, it is called difference. When we have the third group, we call it as variance because it will test between and within the groups. So here we have three departments, and if we want to know the difference or variance, so which group is giving more variance? So from the three groups, one group is shows the higher mean value, right? So it is the deviating factor, which means difference, which is creating a difference compared to other two groups. So that is called the homogeneity test. So with the help of SPSS and homogeneity Turkey test, we can be able to know which group is giving the difference, which subset group is giving the difference. In case if difference occurs, we have to perform that particular test. Yes. Next.
So let us discuss what is the purpose of one-way ANOVA in this problem statement. We use one-way ANOVA in this problem because the task is dependent on the weeks of production. So the one-way ANOVA is used as a dependent analysis. So we use one-way ANOVA in this problem.
Okay. So why the reason we are using the one-way ANOVA is because dependent variable. Yes. Next question.
Next question is about what is null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Null hypothesis means no difference in productivity across departments. In alternative hypothesis, at least one department means difference.
One department has to show the difference. Yes. What is the next question for discussion?
So I want to speak about what does a p-value lesser than 0.05 implies. It indicates statistical significance, meaning we reject HO and conclude that all at least one department's productivity differs.
H0 means there is no difference. H1 means At least one department is different from the other two departments. Yes, next question.
And here is about F statistic and how is it interpreted. The F statistic 6.72 measures the between group variation relative to within the group variation. Is HST test to identify which specific department differ after finding a specific ANOVA result while controlling for type 1 error.
Okay, next.
What is the key test reveal about development business support? Development's productivity is significantly higher than support P equal to 0.006.
So the attained value is
0.06.
And the next question is, what assumptions does ANOVAs make avoid variance? In homogenetics of variance, equal variance arrives groups checked using Lewis test.
Leibniz test.
Leibniz test.
Leibniz test for equality of variances. Next.
The next one, how is normality is verified? The normality is verified using Sapir-Whorf test or QQ plots for each department's productivity data. These methods assess whether the data in each group approximately follow a normal distribution, which is an assumption of one-way ANOVA.
Okay, so coming to the conclusion point of view, like we had a introduction and the case discussion, and we had around 10 questions, and after explaining the case we had almost 10 minutes of time, and each question is given and you found out the answers. But for the last two questions, so like there is some point of struggling, so I thought like I could finish those two questions. So what actions might tech solutions take based on the results? So based on the obtained results, what steps has to be taken? So first thing is to optimize the support team workflows to provide the additional training. So why there is the existing difference? So one department is performing good and other two is lagging. So why is it so? So first we have to give the training to overcome those issues. Which means if all the three departments are working equally, we can able to fulfill the productivity gap. Okay. Say next, the what actions might tech solutions take based on the results? Yes, this is the actions and what are the suggestions we have to provide. So first thing we have to give the productivity training. We have given the training and we have to take the results of before attending and after attending the training. So how far it is useful for those employees to work in the department after attending the training. So far it is clear? Yes, thank you. Let us wind up the session.